Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. While in the square around evening time, Channel gets a call from Talia, who reconfirms their date. Talia's been anticipating it the entire day and says she'll get her at the bread shop. Great, Channel answers, yet her grin blurs into contemplation as she hangs up. Wendy gets back home to track down Lee preparing supper. He slaps her hand away from taking food since it's for Melinda. He wants Wendy to vanish for the night. At the point when she questions in the event that he can trust the DA, Lee smiles. Dating Melinda is precisely the very thing he really wants. Wendy runs into Channel in the square. They get up to speed with Sweet Pieces returning and Wendy dating trip. Channel is glad for them. Wendy is as well, yet she regrets Johnny. She was figuring Channel could get the pieces. Channel says Johnny's simply been an old buddy to her. However, Wendy counters that he has unsettled sentiments. Channel thinks they missed their second. Also, she has plans with Talia this evening, and Johnny hasn't expressed anything to her. Perhaps it's ideal to push ahead and not in reverse. Rolling in from the pool, Johnny tracks down Nicole in the demure manner. At the point when he raises Victor's demise, a melancholic Nicole concedes a piece of her will miss the old geezer. All things considered, he wasn't her most loved ex. Johnny expects his father wasn't either since they're locked in once more. He inquires as to whether they put it down on the calendar. Nicole says not yet, yet EJ went to get the structures for their marriage permit. At the point when Nicole makes reference to they plan to run off to Italy, Johnny Mock blames her for taking the thought from him. Wedding Channel in Rome was the greatest day of his life. Nicole says it seems like he truly cherished her. Johnny concedes he actually does. In any case, Talia beat him to asking her out. Nicole considers how Channel could trust her once more. Johnny doesn't get it either, yet he needs to continue on. Nicole urges him not to surrender with such ease. Outside the bar, Melinda tells EJ to wed Nicole. He ought to re-examine. EJ proclaims he likewise adores her without question. At the point when Melinda keeps on offering mysterious remarks, EJ advises her to let out anything that it is she so obviously needs to say. Before Melinda can get out the words, Light calls to welcome her to supper. She acknowledges and leaves a disappointed EJ hanging. At Sloan's place, Eric, briefly played by Jason Gerhardt, asks everything she really wants to say to him. She concedes she's been leaving well enough alone and implores he'll comprehend. I ought to have told you such a lot of sooner, she says. Then, at that point, Pear is over in torment. He surges her out to the clinic. At the medical clinic, Talia pursues into Kayla and meeting with Marlena. At the point when Talia noticed she's investing the energy to offer to set things right. She mourns that none of it covers the bills. Kayla recommends she work there as a specialist. It's not her only choice, but rather she will get it done bad for her. An invigorated Talia says thanks to her and vows to work really hard. After Kayla's left, Talia does a celebratory dance as Eric drives Sloan off the lift. Sloan breakdowns. Talia surges over to perform chest compressions. Kayla returns as Talia distinguishes Sloan's heartbeat. Kayla dominates. E.G. gets back to the house as Nicole feels the child kick interestingly. E.G. feels nothing. Nicole says it might have been her creative mind. He tells her city lobby was shut, so he'll need to return for the marriage permit structure. He then updates her on his experience with Melinda, who infer they shouldn't get hitched. They pass it over, and afterward Nicole feels the child kick once more. E.G. feels it, as well, and they revel in their joy. Outside Lee's loft entryway, Melinda shares with herself that she needn't bother with Sloan. She'll get the merchandise on Lee herself. Inside, Lee intends to beguile Melinda into not indicting him. After he gives her access, they respect each other prior to plunking down to supper. As they examine how they've allowed work to manage their lives, Melinda muses that she ought to zero in additional on things that matter, like love. He thinks this supper is a decent beginning, yet she counters that calling this love is too soon. They participate in coy chit-chat, which prompts him kissing her. He proposes they go to the room, and she tears open his shirt. They snatch the wine prior to hassling ceaselessly. At the point when Johnny finds Wendy and Channel in the square, Wendy takes her signal to leave. Johnny admits to Channel he heard her making arrangements with Talia. She inquires as to why he stopped by in any case. He says he's been contemplating. Talia runs up, amped up about her day. Channel turns around to Johnny, who urges them to go on their date. At the clinic, Sloan gets an ultrasound with Eric close by. Kayla tragically says she can't track down a heartbeat. The child didn't make it. In tears, Sloan inclines toward Eric's chest as he holds her. Despite everything, Days of Our Lives Sarah is by all accounts free. Xander just ran into her, interestingly since she became pregnant, requested to know why she didn't inform him concerning his child and afterward accepted her reason that it was Rex's child. Definitely, he killed at her about informing him as to whether it emerged with a Scottish inflection. However, that was all there was to it. No requesting a paternity test, no demanding she was lying. He has his hands full with Victor's demise and his approaching union with Chloe. He's continued on. We know, this development and this show, and abruptly Sarah simply chooses now is the ideal time to end everything on the spot, after the fact that she's not set in stone to keep the child from Xander. How disturbed she's been with the hazardous life he drives, the falsehoods he tells, the control he pulls off, and afterward she simply tells him. Maybe. Since presently she's back in Salem and seeing Xander interestingly since she became pregnant, and the truth of the matter is, he's not a similar man any longer. Basically not with Chloe. As Paul Telfer himself told Drama Summary in their new issue, his relationship with Chloe is something new, and, might we venture to say, sound. I in all actuality do feel like this is whenever you first truly seen him have a clear, mature relationship that depended on trust, he noted. He isn't misleading Chloe. Chloe's not deceiving him. He's making an effort not to control her. Also presently, Sarah sees Xander being the man she generally longed for, in the solid, conscious relationship that she generally needed with him. Hell, in any event, when he thought the child was his, he didn't respond with wrath or allegations, even a puzzled yet genuinely quiet and mature, a call would have been great. What's more, as Telfer brought up to process, Sarah's somewhat tossed by how rapidly Xander's gone there with this individual, that to the extent that Sarah's mindful, he had no genuine association with. The sentiments aren't gone. Sarah simply stuffed them down for self-conservation. Yet she's back. Xander's really a very decent, pretty mature person at the present time, and is there any valid reason why she wouldn't have any desire for him as a dad? Rex is fine and dandy. However, we as a whole realize that he's to a greater degree a security net rather than Sarah's fantasy fellow. So imagine a scenario where she chooses now is the right time to end this act and confess all. No doubt, Xander will be ticked. However, he's as of now demonstrated the way that he can deal with reality without flipping out. It's simply an issue of to what lengths Sarah will go for Xander in her life. In the event that she believes him should be something other than a dad, she'll need to rush and let him know before his wedding to Chloe. Since, in such a case that she holds on until after he weds, that is about to be an entirely different difficult situation, and unexpectedly, she'll be the person who requirements to do some growing up. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.